Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you for coming today and getting through this traffic and sort of like challenge that we're going through with the Balboa Park parking here now. So I thank you guys for coming and making through this. Let's begin with the chant. If you'd like to join us on your last page of your book, very last page on your universal chants, we'll do the first one. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya Avir Maedi Rudrayate Dakshinam Mukham Te Namam Pahinityam Te Namam Pahinityam Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Light us through and through, and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. Om, peace, peace. Peace to all beings everywhere. Thank you everyone for coming. Today's speaker is our revered Swami Sarvadevananda. He's the head of the Vedanta sites in California. And he'll be speaking today from cremation ground to the heart. Swami Sarvadevananda. And afterwards, we invite everyone to join us for a potluck lunch.
Om Tamarka Tamasi Pavana Tang Hutabaha Tamapas Tang Boma Tamudharani Ratma Tvamiti Porichinnam Ebang Tui Parinata Bibhratungiram Navidmatat Tattang Bayamiha Tujattang Nabhavasi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is a verse from Shiva Mahimna Stotra, and Puspadanta is the composer. He says, people of matured intellect were knowledgeable in the scriptures. They describe you, O Shiva, that you are the sun, the air, you are the fire, Jagna fire that carries oblation to the gods. You are water, space you are earth, you are the self in all. But they all limit you by describing such. But we know, as Puspadanta says, we do not know of anything in the universe which is not you and with the unlimited reality which pervades everywhere. You are the only reality. That is our understanding. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Our topic today is from the cremation ground to the cave of the heart. That means what we want to talk about, Shiva, the Lord of destruction, is not destruction, but he is the Lord of love who is in our heart. And that is Ramakrishna. Shiva is Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna is Shiva. That is the way to think about. Cremation ground, because this month was dedicated to Shiva, Shivaratri was there, and Sri Ramakrishna's birthday was also in this month. So we tried to think about both of them. How can we link together? So we find that cremation ground, Shiva lives where? Shiva's place is Kailas. That is in Samadhi. But he dances in the cremation ground. He loves cremation ground. What is the cremation ground? Cremation ground is a place which brings in our awareness what this life is. All the glory, all the achievements, all failures, all success, all blends ultimately into one. What is that? 1.5 pound of ashes. A person of richness, scholarly, or a poor person, illiterate person, or illiterate, or a king, or a pauper, a person of illumination or person of ignorance, all ends into what? That pride of ego, all your pomp and power, everything goes into that ultimate truth of life is that is all zero. And Shiva dances there. But Shiva is considered to be a god of compassion, a god of love, God to redeem the suffering. He drinks the poison of human suffering, as is the concept in Christianity that Christ took the sin of everyone. He took the sin, and that he holds in his neck for the good of humanity. So it is but why he dances in the cremation ground, giving us the idea that what is the goal of life. All our achievements, accomplishments are necessary to when you live. But we must have to have ultimate goal, where to go. Why this life's fight and struggle? Why this life's all endeavors? Why to make so much effort to be educated, to be spiritual, to be non-spiritual, to be ego, controlling the whole world and destroying the whole world, bombing here, going there? What are all this meaning for? It is all destruction, destruction. Destruction of what? In the physical world, it is the destruction dance goes on. But this destruction ultimately makes everyone humble. Anyone goes to the cremation ground, what first impression of what happens? Cemetery. We go to the cemeteries. Just see calmness. All are equal. No high and low. Maybe the tomb is little bigger or smaller. But the thing is all calm, all serene, all peace. And there is no rush, hustle and bustle of life. There is no one to show superiority. I am superior than you. You are controller. I am controller, and I am the killer. I can destroy you. I can do this, or I can be destroyed. So all things become calm and serene, and also it awakens our inner consciousness. What is this? A person who loses his friend or relative or anybody and goes to cremation ground, that the question he never asked or she never asked, it will come up in the mind. What am I doing? What is this? Where do we come from? Why all these efforts and struggles and efforts and joys and sufferings and pleasure? What for and where it is coming and what is the source? This question will arise. This is the spiritual awakening. So it is Shiva does that. That is the compassion. We are enamored, we are absorbed in our day-to-day humdrum things of life so much, and so much fight, so much confusion, so much struggle. But we forget the purpose. Why? Here is the point that this everything in this life, the meaning is to get out of our ego, not this fight and struggles of life. Its ending is to get Shiva nature, all compassion, all holiness, all purity, all love. and that to turn back into the heart. We go out from our heart and mind to the outside world, and then we go on fight and struggle and all these things, competition and all. Ultimately, solution is to come back to your heart, to think, here is something, we have to work on that. And that is the call of the heart, to love. And that love, which is the essence of all our very personality, that is to be reached. So we have to come back from this awakening this question, why we are here, what is the purpose of life, which normally we forget. But when disaster happens, and the highest disaster is the death and suffering happens, the loss happens, when you don't see the person who we loved, who I hated, who is my enemy, who is my lover, everything is ultimately gone. Then this question, when it comes, then that gives us another boosting into the inquiry, where to go, and that is to go back to the heart. Shiva nature, Shiva is dancing, means he is destroying. What he destroys? He destroys our ego. This cremation ground, it destroys our ego. It destroys our all glorification about our own personalities. Because we do not know what is the end result of all this is, as I see, nothing. And physically we see there is no existence. Everything is gone. So this is the awakening moment, and that awakening leads us to look into our heart, what we are, who we are, and how to reach this. Please come forward. Here are so many seats in the front.
You can come to the front.
Come in the front.
Yeah.
So we find that the same Shiva nature to teach us how to withdraw from this humdrum of life into the heart, which is full of love and joy, to enter, that Shiva enters in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. We find that what is the way? Everything is in life is momentary, everything is subject to death and decay. Then what for all these things, and what is the way out? There comes this Shiva, compassionate aspect of the divine, to teach us not to focus on, we live in the world, but not to focus on that absolutely, but to look back into the heart, and there is the source of all joy. Shiva, Ramakrishna saw what he saw. He saw, there is a beautiful statement, Swami Vivekananda was talking about Shiva. He said that Shiva, if you see Shiva in the temple as an idol, and you see Shiva in human being, so how to get out of this trouble of death and decay and suffering, and ultimately thinking everything is going to void, to the fulfillment of spiritual life? Swami Vivekananda says, then and then your bhakti of Shiva is complete, when you not only see him in the lingam, but you see him everywhere. If you are a real lover of Shiva, you must see Shiva in everything and everywhere. You must see that every worship is given unto him, whatever may be the name and form, that all knees bending towards Kaaba, or kneeling in a Christian church, or in a Buddhist temple, at the kneeling to Him, whether they know it or not. That is the Shiva. To go to that Shiva. Shiva is all what is called compassion. Shiva is all calmness. Shiva is all serene. Shiva is that absolute, white, stainless, real nature of ours. So, to awaken that awareness in us is cremation ground. Does this world, if we can live in this world with this awareness, that it is a cremation ground, to give us awaken, to arise this awakening in our heart, that this place is not ours. We'll play here, we come here a visitor, and we are visiting the unknown land. Swami Vivekananda sang that song, Judai te chai, Judai te chai, Kothai Judai, Kotha hote ashi, Kotha bhese jai. Where do I come from? Where do I go? Why do I come? Why do we play? Who is playing with me? So all these questions, when suffering and other things come, or finally, as we are talking about the cave in a cremation ground, this question comes, and that leads us to a point to find out the end result of our existence. And that is to see Shiva. It is all compassion. God comes in the form of Shiva Tandava and destroys sometimes all our immediate joys and expectations. But it is for our awakening. And if we learn that lesson and focus towards heart, and then find that connection with the divine, which is all peace, all happiness, all. Just we started with the chanting mantra that with the Puspadanta wrote for us, that it is He is everywhere, He is everything. He is in the air, in the sun, in the moon, in the earth. And Puspadanta says, yes, this is expression, but He is also beyond. So whatever we see, feel, everything is permeated with Shiva. Shiva is all what is called auspiciousness. That auspicious self, that auspicious consciousness is in all of us. And that is in heart to focus on our own self. That the purpose of life is to get that eternal substance, eternal joy, eternal peace, eternal happiness, eternal peacefulness. So that we have to turn back, and we find that this same Shiva, which is called in ancient wisdom, it is called mythical God to our living God, we find Sri Ramakrishna. He didn't say to dance in the destruction dance, but he, from his childhood, he is intended in going to the cremation ground for meditation. When he was born because with Shiva nature. Mother saw that vision from the temple of Shiva. The light entered into the womb of the mother. When the baby is born, the midwife was taking care of mother first and could not find the baby. And ultimately found that baby is smeared with ashes all over the body as it were. Shiva, the ashes. The significant things are there. And we find that when Shiva is Ramakrishna, is an embodiment of Shiva. And what it drew into our attention? Turn towards God, turn towards inner reality. And how to do that? Simple formula which this Ramakrishna movement accepts. Forget yourself, serve others, serve others, serve others, see God in others. And keep this love for all humanity. We find that one time Ramakrishna's one disciple, he was describing, let me find out. He was so much absorbed in Shiva consciousness, he was saying that he never saw Ramakrishna go to such a depth of samadhi before. Anyhow, so we find that Sri Ramakrishna is born Shiva in that way. When he was a small boy, he selected cremation ground for his meditation. That's the important point. Meditation could be done anywhere in a quiet place. But come here, in the front, come here. So meditation point of Sri Ramakrishna could have chosen any point of meditation, but when he used to meditate in the village, when he was a small boy, he used to go to a small boy going to a cremation ground, a selection is very bad selection. Ghosts and goblins are there. And one day his elder brother is asking for, and not finding anywhere, he's saying, where did the boy go? And then went, and in a deep, the wooded area, there is this cremation ground. People even, they dare not to go there. And the elder brother is calling upon, Gadai, where are you? And the boy said, brother, I am here, don't come, here are ghosts and goblins, so it is not good for you, I am coming. But he selected a cremation ground to go into the heart. Meditation is going to heart. Meditation is going to our own self. But we are off from our own self and focused on outside. And as is the play of the world, we get entangled into the world. And our worries and anxieties and fear and everything is going on because I want to survive here. We can survive here, but there is something inside. After knowing that, if one survives, that is the seeing God everywhere, seeing Shiva everywhere. That's the goal of life. So Sri Ramakrishna's life continues like that. We find how from head to heart, or the fear of destruction to the fear of fulfillment, to the achievement of fulfillment. Sri Ramakrishna going for a pilgrimage with Mathur, the landlord, and they went to Devghar. Devghar, the Shiva's name it's called one of the 14 lingas which are called Jyotir Linga. It is not established by any human being to put the stone of Shiva and then invoking God there. It is all the time there, it is said. So then there he went, and he found that there are so many people because of the famine. People are so much hungry and they have not eaten anything. They are all to skin and bone. And then his heart, Shiva heart, swelled up, and he requested Mathur that Mathur, you will have to do something for them. Give them food, give them clothing, give them some money, and so that at least they can survive a little bit. And with Mathur was not reluctant to do, because he has planned to go for pilgrimage and all money has been brought for that purpose. But Ramakrishna now pestering, and he said, I am not going anywhere unless you give them food and shelter, all these necessities. And then he yielded, and the service was given to all the hungry people, and with clothing, with everything. The heart, and there you find the satisfaction. Sri Ramakrishna, the same Shiva idea for doing good to this humanity is playing. That's why his dance for destruction, which is wrongly understood by us, that it is that call for the purification of our heart and to see God in everywhere. That is the starting point of this philosophy of Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva. this whole Ramakrishna movement or Vedanta movement, according to Ramakrishna tradition, is all based on this philosophy. Shiva, not in the temple only, Shiva in each person, and serve Shiva. As Jiva, you think, the individual person, it is not a man or woman you are serving Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. And that Shiva is all auspicious, and you are serving God. And that's why Swami Vivekananda said that your service will be partial. You see God in the Shiva temple, in the Shiva, you see Shiva. But if you serve Shiva in Jiva, then your worship is much more valuable. So then comes the whole focus transforms, not me. The killing of ego, that is the killing of our expectation, ego, all our endeavors, which is only making me temporarily happy, temporarily proud, temporarily famous in the society, and dominant person, intellect, from any level of this is our real life here. But this is not real life, it is a cremation ground. Because it is all end, all prosperity, all bank balance will remain here. And this body who is now talking will be ashes only. All your education, all your scriptural knowledge, all your scholarly achievements, how many papers you have published, how many documents you have done, how many PhDs you have received, how you call the achievement of your academic career is the top of the academic. All end is nothing. This is only pampering the ego, going on. Good, it has a good aspect, but it is only for individual soul is a cause of bondage. But this life, we should do this. At the same time, we should know this is all ends into that voidness. Zero means voidness. At the end, who is there? You came alone. At the end, you will have to go alone. No one will company. Maybe 20 people, 100 people are no person. But one is at the point of cremation ground, means death point. No one. Journey alone, entering into the world, and journey to out alone. We get confused. So here, this is the point. But what is the way out? We must have all our endeavors in this world, knowing that it ends in zero. But is all zero, then why this attempt? Why this life? No. From cremation ground, go to the cave. Feel, Swami Vivekananda says, feel for the suffering of the others, feel for the troubles of others. Sacrifice yourself as not as a person, but as Shiva. And Ramakrishna's language is Shiva Gyane. He could have Krishna Gyane. He could have said any other language. But he says Shiva Gyane, Jiva Shiva. And Shiva has two meanings. One is the Lord Shiva, the mythical Lord as we know. And Shiva is as auspiciousness. It is serve everyone as auspicious deed. What you did, a glass of water to someone, feel, I did an auspicious deed. I'm serving Shiva, the auspicious, the embodiment of all auspiciousness, the embodiment of all joy, the embodiment of all peace and achievement. No, that is the idea. That how to transform our identity into this spiritual entity of our reality that is going into the heart. That is very important point. What is necessary for our life to understand. Otherwise, life goes on, birth and death and suffering and pleasure and pain, and we die one day. Finding no meaning and purpose of it. So, this is the Shiva Gyana Jiva Shiva, is one of the greatest principle of this age, and that has been given by Ramakrishna Shiva. It's not bringing into pessimism. When we think of, I am talking about cremation ground, it's a talk of pessimism. Oh, then what's for life? Okay, let us go to depression. Or let us start crying. No. To understand this, to serve the auspicious entity in yourself and in others, forget yourself, serve others, and serve how? In the spirit of serving God. Swami Vivekananda's idea, that's why it's so important. And it is all very important link is there. Sri Ramakrishna started this Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva in Devghar. And Devghar is called the one Shiva Lingam. The name is Vaidyanath. Vaidya means the doctor who cures. Natha means the Lord. Lord of all cure. That means what is all cure? Physical problems are gone, mental problems, intellectual problems, and your egotistic problem, all will be resolved by that doctor. And doctor is Shiva doctor. But how it is to be done? It's very, very meaningful. There is a mother, Sati. There is a temple of mother. And you know when Shiva was dancing, distraction dance, because Uma left the body. And then Narayana was cutting her body part here and there. So that, and the heart of mother fell in that Devghar. And there is a very spiritual significance. The two temples have been linked together by a flag connecting there with some rope. Shiva, destruction, to go to the heart, mother, love. See, this is Shiva Shakti, we call Shiva Shakti, but significantly the body part on the heart portion fell in that Vaidyanath. To cure our maladies of life, to cure our ignorance, to get out of our little pettiness and this life's journey to endless suffering, it is connected with the heart. And that the heart, the cave of the heart, to feel that. And Sri Ramakrishna went and he did this starting of the service idea to the homeless people, to that people who are subjected to famine and dying. The love swelled up. He said, I don't want to go to any place of pilgrimage. Mathur said, then we'll have to stop going to other pilgrimage because my money is this much limited. Well, no, then I am not going. I will sit with them unless you feed them. The heart, and with the spirit of heart, service is more important than going to pilgrimage. Take it from, you may have so much great desire to go to see, visit a place of pilgrimage. Which is more important, going to a place of pilgrimage or feeding a person who needs any help? So that is the important new path has been shown from cremation ground to the heart, which is really, you don't find life's meaning and all achievements, accomplishments are ultimately into the last point of death and frustration, and that is to the fulfillment, going into the heart, seeing that auspiciousness, and that's serving that auspicious reality everywhere. And Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva. And that Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva can be done every day. We are doing that. We are all doing Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva, but not knowing. From morning we work hard. We cook, we clean, we go to office, we come back of the office and office problems and this and then society and everywhere. So many problems we are confronting every day. But we are running ignorantly. But we are all this service, what we are doing, for whom? For somebody. Your service is going to somebody. But we are thinking I am doing for this man or this woman and I don't get any recognition. No one cares for me. I serve so much. No one tries. No. It is not that you are serving any persons for their praise and or appreciation. But you are fortunate that you are serving the Lord there and that developing your spirituality. So this is the ideology given, and the monks and all the devotees of this Vedanta, it's a philosophy to be taken in our life. Finding this world achievement into the brain. All is zero. At the point of my departure from this earth, you go alone. And everything, your bank balance to even the body. I love this body so much. This will remain here. The hair will remain here. Whether one is beautiful or ugly matters little, it will remain here. Or it is joy, it is very royal and or a homeless, it matters little, it remains there. Top intellectual to a fool who have never learned anything in the world. Remain here. Only the journey to the cave can lead us to the fulfillment. And we can be aware of this sadhana. It is not to know only philosophy, all this, how to practice in our life. Every moment if we think, I am here to give. Give to whom? Don't look at the person. You give to God in others. Anything from physical level, give a few sweet words. There is so much suffering in the world. No one has, old people now, no? Old people, those who are senior people, they are single, feeling loneliness. There is nobody to talk. If you have time, 10 minutes, make a call to them. That's a service. But you think you are fortunate that you are serving God in her or him. Physically, by giving food where there is necessity of food if you can. But you think that you are not giving food. Even in your daily chores of your home front, you are feeding your own family members. Yes, you can think your family members, but you can think you are serving Shiva. You can serving Ramakrishna through all these facets. So your service from that end to endless work, whatever we are doing every day. Talk to a person in his suffering. Keep some consolation. If you can do any monetary help, okay. Anyone is a health problem, to support by that way. But all actions may be different. But the spirit should be of the heart, that I am serving that Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. And that is the fulfillment of our life. Otherwise, the whole life goes on and people grow with frustration. I did so much for my family, I did this so much. That's true also, hard. The world is rude. That is also Shiva dancing. When you get the blow from your own family members, then you know, oh my God, what did I do? I did it so much and this is the result. Then Shiva awakens. Hey, then who are you? Why for you are? So don't expect. Why did you expect? You give, finish. You come here to give, and that is your part, and you are done, and you are happy. Serve God. I have served God. I have served God. I have served. What a wonderful transformation can come in our life if we can feel that. First, you have to feel the cremation ground. As very important, I am emphasizing this point in a language because his cremation ground came into point. Everything is zero. No one cares for you or your achievements. Who cares? So long they have some selfish necessity, they will say, ha 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 ha, you did it, and then forget the next day, never look back to you. This is life, this is a life, this is a cremation ground. If we know, yes, it is, but smilingly you know this, how much strength comes. I know that it is so, I have nothing expectation. I am to give, and I gave it to God through this form. So this brings boldness in life, it gives positive action in life, and it makes us free. Whenever just if we can think at this moment now, that whatever I did from morning until, I don't expect anything to be, no thanks even, nothing to be received from anyone. I did it as a service to God, service to Ramakrishna, service to Ma, whatever your philosophy, and then that ends. I'm happy. And this no expectation comes to hold on. And freedom comes immediately if we say, I served God and I don't have any expectation. And we are doing that every day. It is called Maya. That's why it is called Maya. We are doing that. You are sitting in your computer. Is it not going to the benefit of someone? The end result of your whatever you are doing in the computer, is it not going to someone's benefit? That if we think that morning onward I did a puja, I did a worship on my computer, is it not a fulfilling thing? I have done for my boss. Boss has said this, and boss is not happy, unhappy. But yes, but who is behind the boss? Who is in the heart of the boss? Like that, spiritualizing our all activities, we can think and we become bold. If we know, it means nothing. People will say that today you are so great. And the same person tomorrow will say you are so worst. Is it not? Look at the life. Everyone's testify it. It is reality. Well, so far you can satisfy this selfish motive of someone, you are great. And this means, as soon as you say, fail to do that, bas. Why so much fight in family life or in office or in home front or nation to nation, country to country, state to state fight? Where? Why? My ego, your ego. But if this ego is dedicated to God, is service to God, the world will change together. So we are all spiritual people, so we should have to think in this way, that how we can feel two ideas. One, it is nothing. Our sadhus sometimes say, big. He's a pioneer of one organization, one institution started. And when he was asked in his intimate moment, so you're successful in this. Well, I don't care for success or failure, I serve God. Free. Praise does not push you up and blame does not put you down, because you have not done for any other purpose, for your self-expression or self-understanding. So this, every service, every thought, every ideas, and in any level of action we do, that can be done with this idea. Ultimately it is meaningless. You did it, big accomplishment, okay. But what for ultimately? Ultimately you think it is zero. See? Then your mind knows, I need not be a slave of these circumstances. I am more than that. Freedom. We lose our freedom thinking that someone's praise, someone's acceptance, someone's recognition will bring me great joy and great peace. But if we don't get it, then we suffer. It is not bringing joy. I did a good job and no one thanks. Then I say, oh my God. My expectation is wounded there. And I suffer then after that. But if I can really dedicate, I know it is meaningless. People say good or bad, it's meaningless. Ultimately, how many good people came in the world? How many dangerous people came in the world? How much bloodshed is caused by people instigating people in the wrong way, right way? Is it not 0, 0, 0, 0? What is that? And what can you control there? But you can come out of your problem. This life is precious. Time is important. This can be done, that all this service is for knowing it is meaningless ultimately. Nothing remains here. You see, centuries take to build up institutions, charitable institutions, schools, college, hospital. One bomb, bas, gone. So what? And physically look at that. When one country goes to bomb some other country, what happens? All those things which are created with so much love, care, it is all zero. And civilization after civilization coming and going. One person creates one thing, another person destroys that. Many places it will happen. You have a new job and you go and you are now retiring, and someone goes to take your position, then say, yeah, the other person was a worthless guy. He has not done this, you should have done that, she should have done that, this, this is bad. So it is zero, the cremation ground. So better to be knowing cremation ground and be bold that I do not serve anyone but God. So this is the idea which is the primary focus of our spiritual life. And it is easy because we did not have to meditate. I'm not talking of meditation. This idea is not, you are not to go to secluded place for meditation. But everyday's humdrum life and the situations what is going on, to be bold and free. Bold and free, every day, bold and free. I know it is zero, it is a cremation ground, it is ashes, but it is I am doing to the heart to get that auspiciousness, Shiva nature, that is Shiva Jnani Jiva Shiva. So all activities can be made a goal to move in that direction, to make our daily life a spiritual life. Thank you.
Here, we have a few minutes of Q&A if you like.
Yeah,
Do you have any questions?
5-10 minutes we can have some Q&A.
5 minutes.
Yeah, that will be good.
If you have questions, raise your hand, wait for the microphone.
Swamiji, thank you. I hope you're coming back very soon. We're already missing you. And please keep praying for us. We need your prayers.
Yeah, that we should. Every day we should do that.
Thank you so much.
We should for all of us. You do for me, I do for you. Because it is all Shiva.
Swamiji, maybe sometime you can talk about seniors, how they can prepare for.
This is the senior study.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cremation ground, nothing to achieve.
Maybe you can
Yeah,
talk
whatever we are
more
doing.
about what seniors can do.
Yeah,
Especially when they are in extreme.
if you can do, pray. Seniors cannot do, pray. Ahago Ma has come.
But what happens, Swamiji, if sometimes you have to sleep more
Sleep.
because of pain?
Sleep.
Does that go against?
When you wake up, then you do.
Does it go against your
And
spiritual?
sleep is also spiritual. For an old person who is tired, he should take rest.
As long as you think about God, then get up with
And
God.
even not, but in this condition I cannot think of God, I cannot think of you. Be very honest and simple. Well, it is our, God knows everything. So we should be, yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, thank you so much. It was wonderful, this serving mentality. But even when we have food, when we consume food, or when we do anything for this body as well, can we have this feeling that it is
Yeah, not body does not, many people think body means pampering the body day and night. Not that. But for good health,
yes.
whatever we do, yes, because that is needed to do serve Shiva.
Right.
So only spiritual, if you ignore your body, then someone needs to take care of your health. So why to do that? If you can take care of yourself, that's a service.
Yes.
And that is also for God. Focus should be for what purpose? As I said, the whole world people are working. Whole life people are working, is it not? And going at the last point of death, they are all crying and weeping. But holy people, those who have proper attitude, we find that they live smilingly and joyously. So the work being done in the same way, the 100 years life or 50 years life, 60 years life, one spends here in the world. One goes smilingly, one goes with suffering and pain and frustration and zero, and that, as if all is lost in life. No, So this is the point that we are having opportunity now. We do that unconsciously and don't get any result. Suppose the fan is on, I'm engaged in other thought, I don't know that my body is getting cool. If I have to understand the effect of fan, we should pay attention to this. So pay attention to this means it is all meaningless. At the same time, whatever I am doing in this world, it is only service to God. If that two attitude comes, then you can feel the cool air, at the same time know that this is going on, the play of life going on. So we should have to balance these two. Taking care of our own body is very important. Our scriptures, Hindu scriptures, pay attention. Raja Yoga, you see, it talks about yama niyama asana. Asana means take care of your body, do exercise properly, so that you can have steady thought. If my body is not strong, if my body is in pain and aches and pains, that most of the time energy I cannot afford to put in God but into the body. So how to keep that is that itself is a sadhana in proper way. We can think it is Lord's body. See, just I give you an example. You have a car. You take care of your car. Why you take care of the car? Car is a machine. This is a machine. But unless you take care, it will not serve you. So you have to see it is Lord's car. So I will have to take care of it so that I can do the Lord's service. Some spiritual attitude can make it meaningful.
So second question, I thought when you were just saying this, you said you have to see God everywhere, but he said see God everywhere, but He's also beyond. He's also beyond. Something to that effect.
Oh.
You say, can you explain? Because these are contradictory. Because you see God everywhere, but He's also beyond that.
The God I see, normally what is our God concept? Suppose you love God as your Ishta Devata is Shiva, Shaman is Rama. You can feel that is Rama as a personified reality. He is sitting in the heart of all. But is he only personified truth, or it is Satchidananda consciousness and is beyond all description? So start from this way, seeing divine, seeing divine, seeing divine. So if it is uninterrupted seeing of divine God continues for life, years and years and years, all will blend into oneness. And a point will come when our mind will also be absorbed into that, then who will say that reality is beyond mind? That's why it's beyond. While we are working to the mind, to the impure mind I am thinking like a personalized little person. And purity of the heart will come and it will expand and expand and expand. I'll see the same reality everywhere. Here is Rama, here is Rama, here is Rama, here is Rama, here is Rama. Now, this practice again, but there is a gap in my eyes. But no, there is in between also Rama, in between also Rama, in between also Rama. Practice, and the mind becomes purer and purer and purer. What will happen ultimately? Ultimately, oneness will come, the idea of oneness, Advaita philosophy will come. And Advaitic understanding will come, but when you reach that flight of purity of the mind, of Advaitic experience is coming close to that, then mind will dissolve into the absolute. Then you will say, what is Brahman we are talking about? What is that reality we are talking about? What is that auspiciousness we are talking about? It is beyond our description. That's the beyond comes.
So it is from the mind's perspective which, that is why we say beyond.
All our sadhana is mind-based, no?
Yeah.
All our talk, we are talking through the mind. We are trying to understand through the help of mind. So,
but if we see ourselves as consciousness, as awareness, and others also as awareness, that is also a form of worship. Yeah.
But we emphasize more of our activity, daily activity, because you need not have to think of any other thing, only by this thought that I am serving. You don't want what is called religious language. You want to say peace. You use the word peace. Someone may use the word holiness. terminology is different, but the way everyone will follow that whether in the school, a teacher, or a school home front, some mother cooking for them, a husband going to the office, or whatever they are doing, every activity and every interaction can be communicated in this way. Okay.
I just have one last question. so how can one serve even the wicked, even the cruel and the wicked?
Oh, that we should be, Ramakrishna said again and again, we discuss again and again. The tiger also, Narayan is in the tiger, Shiva is in the tiger, but you salute him from a distance. Try to avoid him or respect him from a distance. Because without Shakti, without the consciousness, tiger is dead tiger. Dead tiger no one fears. So it is a live tiger, so you should have to be a little careful. In life also, there are bad people, good people, but a stage will come. A stage will come in the life of everyone when that distinction will collapse. Even tiger will give up their tiger nature. In the ashramas, in early days in the Vedic, Puranic stories are there, rishis used to live in the forest. The power of their sadhana was so strong, even the tiger will forget its nature. Tiger and what's called deer, drinking water side by side. That's a different state. You can change their mind also, because you are so powerful, your impact can transform them also. But from our state, we will be devoured by the tiger. better to be careful. Okay.